Clear Flow water bottle. Clear Flow water bottle. Clear Flow water bottle. Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Gear Raffle and review. Today we're going to look at Hydroblu's Clear Flow water bottle and filter combo. Hydroblu has a lot of different water filtration systems, and I got a chance to take a look at this. I talked to one of the guys from the company. They also sent me a Sidekick water straw or filter straw that I'm going to include in this Gear Raffle. But today I'm just going to talk about the Hydroblu water bottle. So let's get right into it. 15th time is a charm. Okay. All right, guys, so the Hydroblu water bottle here. Now, I did not know what to expect when I got this because all of my camping experience has been around like the external filters. I've always used like a Sawyer in a bottle. So this would be my first time using something like this. It was just kind of a whole different style. Before we get into the review, guys, I had a couple quick things I wanted to talk about. One being, if you're new to the Gear Raffle and Review, make sure you check out my Patreon page, and for as little as $1 a month, you can get an entry in every single one of these Gear Raffles that I do. And for you patrons out there that are probably wondering yourselves, where the heck have the Gear Raffles been? Well, in the last Gear Raffle and Review, I asked you guys, what do you want to see next? And I got a comment from Carrie Penning saying, Z-Packs Soloplex, please. Well, that's what we're going to do. So after this, guys, I'm actually waiting for it to be shipped to me. I'm going to do a review of Z-Packs Soloplex tent. I'm also going to get the optional tent poles for it as well, so that I'll be able to see how it works with trekking poles and with tent poles. But that's the reason why you haven't seen a Gear Raffle in a while. That tent is $600 or something like that. So I've been waiting for the funds to build up on the Patreon page so that we could afford to get the bigger tent. So it takes a little bit longer for us to raise the money for this more expensive gear. We could do more Gear Raffles if I would choose, or if you guys wanted more Gear Raffles, we could do some less expensive stuff. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. We're going to do the Soloplex next, but if you got some ideas for some other gear, let me know. Before I get into the features and how I actually used it and what I thought about it, let's just talk about the overall construction. It's made of like a flexible plastic, which I think is great because it's going to lead to not like cracking or anything like that. I mean, it'll take some abuse. I noticed that it does scratch, and I put a couple scratches on here, which may lead to some cosmetic issues. If you were someone that likes to keep everything looking really nice, this over time is going to scratch, but to me that means nothing. I know that it can get some scratches, but if I was to hit this off of a rock, it's not going to break because it would give. The unit itself leads itself to be cleaned very well. It comes apart fairly easy. This little piece of rubber on the bottom, which has got some ridges on it, which I'm guessing is for a little bit of like traction. You set it on a rock, it's not going to want to tip over as easy. If you get some gunk in there, you can clean it out well. I just like the construction of, this has got a little bit of water on it, how things come apart fairly easy for changing the filter out. And it just seems like you can clean it well, and a lot of times you get things they're so molded to where they are that they're not very easy to clean. The top is made out of a little bit of a harder plastic, but like the bottom and like the whole thing, it does come apart to be cleaned, and I really do like that. Okay, so how does it function? Well, there's a lot of things that I like about this, but I'm going to leave them to the end. I'm going to crush all your dreams right at the beginning with the parts of it that I didn't seem to think fit the outdoorsy camping environment that I'm used to and the gear that I'm used to looking at. First off, there's the limitation in the amount of water that you can actually put inside of this bottle. With your other systems, this filter can go on many different sizes of bottles or bags, which allows you to fit whatever kind of hike that you're going on. So on their website, they advertise this as being able to hold 16 fluid ounces. So on most of the hikes that I've went on, the smallest bottle that I carry is this Smart Water bottle at 23.7 fluid ounces. And this is the smallest I carry. So if I'm going to carry any water, I would like to be able to carry at least that amount of water. If I don't need that much water in between water sources, I'm not going to carry it. I'm just going to drink it and move on. So the one downside to this is the limitation in how much water it can carry. The way that I see this is the benefit in this unit is that you can open it up, fill it from a stream, put the unit back on or put the top back on and go. But because it doesn't hold that much water, you'd have to be hiking somewhere where you can either constantly fill up, or you're going to have to fill up another container that to carry water in and then be dumping it back into this. So I just don't think it works well for longer distances or places that you're going to need to carry a larger amount of water. So let's say if you're doing an overnight where you're going to need to carry water back to camp for cooking, you're going to have to carry water in another container, and this filter works based off of just this container that you're using. Unless you're going to buy extra ones of these bottles, it just doesn't seem to work for a situation that you need more water than what you already have in here. So it kind of defeats the purpose of having the filter, because, well, if I'm just using the water I have in here, say doing a day hike, then I'll just fill this up with clean water at home and I'll have it on my day hike. So I just don't think it quite works there. Also, we want to talk about weight. They have it on the website at 7.8 ounces, which is already a little bit higher compared to my Sawyer system. The Sawyer Mini in a water bottle coming in at 2.8 ounces. So that's really going to take this right off of the shelf when it comes to doing any long distance backpacking or anything where you're talking about having weight being critical. So that's going to limit you to short hikes anyway. One more thing about weight, this actually comes in at 8.7 ounces after it's been used, because I've noticed that the filter retains a little bit of water. Before I get to the things that I liked about it, I have a couple other little critiques about the design of this. So in order for the straw to reach all the way down to the very bottom and get all of the water off of the bottom, this cannot be closed completely. If it's closed completely and pushed and snugged all the way up to the top, you're actually going to leave a little bit of water at the bottom that you can't get to while you're drinking through the straw. And if I did this, if you extend this out a little bit so that it does reach to the bottom, the weight of this will actually wiggle off and this can fall out inside the bottle. None of these are big deals. And like I said, I'm really just kind of trying to point out anything little that I can find. Yeah, if I shake this around a lot, it does end up getting loosened from the top and falling out. I don't know if that's something that they've noticed a problem with. But yeah, if I put it on there and I shake it, nope, still on there. 1 minute. There it goes. It'll fall off. Now, you may be thinking, well, then just don't shake it. Well, if this is a piece of hiking gear, it may be, it's got a carabiner on it. It's going to be bouncing around on your pack. So actually that time, all 3 pieces came apart inside of the bottle. Another thing, I'd like to see there a mark on this bottle for your fill height, because if you fill this pretty close to the top, the filter itself displaces enough water. When you drop it in, it spills water everywhere, which you can say, well, whatever, it spills water everywhere. Well, because there's a filter on this, you're planning on putting dirty water or water from a creek in there. What you don't want to do is take the water that may be contaminated and have it spill everywhere and get all over your hands or all over the bottle. The idea is to be clean. And in order to be clean, it would be nice to know how full I can fill this bottle and put the filter in and maximize the area. Like I said before, the area inside this bottle is not very big to begin with. We want to maximize it. I would like to know how much water I can fill in to get to right to the top without it spilling. And I'd like to have the filter be able to easily get to the bottom so that I'm pulling all of the water out when I'm drinking it. Otherwise, you're carrying water that you're not even able to drink at the bottom. The mouthpiece on this resembles a bite valve to me, and I'm so used to bite valves on like a water bladder, I find myself like biting into this, but you don't have to. It is very comfortable though to drink out of. I did like that, although I find it hard to actually quench my thirst with this because it's on a filter, a lot like your Sawyer's. The flow rate is restricted by the water having to go through the filter, and you can squeeze a little bit, but I can't feel like I can bear down on a Sawyer and really get a good flow rate to this. And I've also noticed that I feel like I get bubbles in there. So as you're drinking, you really just, I felt like I couldn't quench my thirst. I couldn't drink quite quick enough. And the fact that I was getting bubbles, just, it wasn't the thirst quenching I was looking for, doing like very active things. All right, you guys ready for where this thing thrives? This thing thrives for everyday use. This is like the perfect sidekick to go along with you to the office or something. And even in their description, whether you are trekking around the world or surviving the urban jungle of your 9-to-5, and that is where it thrives. I see this as a perfect companion for someone that is maybe working in an office that doesn't have access to filtered water, where they can put something in here and they don't have to worry so much about the water they're putting in there, and they know they're getting filtered water out of this bottle. The carabiner clip is very convenient. Also, the size and shape fits well to fit into side pouches of backpacks. It's not huge, whereas that's a problem for me in hiking and longer distance hiking. But as for being able to refill it regularly at work but still have a filter on it, I think it works well there. Because the size is small, it's more convenient to carry around. Be sure to check out the Hydroblu website because they do have a lot of other filtration. I don't want you guys to see this and go, oh, these guys don't have what I want for hiking. They've got inline filters. They've got some great like car camping jugs and other filtration, water bladders. I mean, they have a filter that's very similar to your Sawyer that screws onto the end of the bottle. So this company has a lot to offer. This is just one of the things that I chose when they were talking about letting me review something for them, because it was something that I had never used before. So that's why I chose this product. So they're not limited to this. I'll put a link in the description to their website. There's a lot of other things to check out. If this doesn't fit the bill, they'll probably have something that will. Well, there you have it, guys. I think these guys made a good product. They may be marketing it a little bit too much towards the hiking and camping. I just don't know if it really fits that. I mean, day hiking for sure, but I think this is a really, a nice piece of gear to have in the urban jungle. Here it is, guys, the moment that you've all been waiting for, the raffle, and the winner has already been drawn. Drum roll, please. All right, and the winner is Joe Romano. Congratulations, Joe. You just won yourself a Hydroblu clear water bottle and filter. Along with that, Joe, we're going to send you the Hydroblu Sidekick. I didn't review this so much because there was a lot I wanted to talk about with the bottle, but I'm going to include this with that. And I can tell you one thing. It's basically, you remember the Life Straws from years ago. It's a Life Straw, but it's just a lot better. That Sidekick is just another example of some of the other filters that the Hydroblu have on their website. And there's the review, guys. Up next, like I said, is that Soloplex tent from Z-Packs. I think the shipping is like 3 weeks out, so there's going to be a little gap here again in the gear raffles, but we do have some more money in the pot. So if you guys want to send me some ideas for items around $100, we should be able to get another item in and get another gear raffle in before we get the Soloplex. So like I said, let me know in the comments below. But that's going to do it for me today, guys. I hope that you've enjoyed this review, but like always, these reviews are just my opinion. And if you don't like it, you can go take a hike. Bye-bye. I like it, I dig it, I want more of it.